two of the biggest teams in this competition, both sitting on their perch right at the top end of the table. Integral FC in second place, Club de Derivatives sitting a point above, both of them just separated by goal difference. Both teams are neck and neck, the championship at stake. Andrew Bogomolny, the captain of Integral, who is an attacking and a box-to-box player, a player that can cause havoc in the midfield. Rishi Kundaran is the captain of Club de Derivatives, the team's leading goal scorer this season. A delightful goal, the captain on the score sheet, and what a beautiful finish, a moment of pure skill. He goes 1v1, he lifts the ball up over the head of the defender, and he spins around and he bicycle kicks the ball, bends the ball, back into the net, right over the goalkeeper's head. A breathtaking moment of skill by the captain. The game is level again. The captain, Andrew Bogomolny, is always such a threat in attack. His ability to get into the box, his ability to shoot, and he gets the ball on the edge of the box there. He just chips the ball up over the head of the goalkeeper. It sits perfectly in the air and it drops into the back of the net. Oh, what a moment. Rishi Kundaran, the captain for Club de Derivatives, just embarrasses Andrew Bogomolny here. But Victor Geraldo, the best goalkeeper in the world, makes a wonderful save and keeps out the effort to maintain the game at all square. Andrew Bogomolny has a free kick on the edge of the box, a very dangerous spot here. Kundaran is there and he blocks the ball away in a moment of absolute brilliance. Look at the drama now. Rishi Kundaran is through on goal, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but at the very last moment, Andrew Bogomolny comes out of nowhere and trips the player. He brings him down, clear as day. It's a red card for the captain. What a scene in the stadium now. Absolute carnage, chaos on the football field as he's clearly furious with himself for committing such a silly challenge. The referee has no choice but to send him off.
Doctor, you're gonna have to take a look at this one. This looks real bad.
Oh my God, this is the worst injury I've ever seen. Thank God you came to El Hospitals. I think we're gonna need the forbidden El Hospitals quest for this one. I think this is a case for our good old Dr. Geraldo.
To complete L'Hôpital's quest, you will need to follow the following conditions. The limit must be taken from a quotient in which the numerator is f of x and the denominator is g of x. Limit results in an indeterminate form in which it's infinity over infinity, negative infinity over infinity, or 0 over 0. The functions f of x and g of x must be differentiable near the point. The derivative of g of x is not 0 near the point. And if all of the above conditions are met, the limit of f of x over g of x is equal to the limit of the derivative of f of x over the derivative of g of x. At the end of this quest, you will find a potion that will help cure Rishi.
All right, Victor, where's our first stop?
All right, so the way this is going to work is we're going to go from easy to hard. All right, our first step is Rishi's favorite place to eat, Wawa.
All right, sounds good. We're on our way to Wawa right now. All right, we have arrived at Wawa. Here it is, Rishi's favorite spot to get food. Now, here comes our first step in curing Rishi.
All right, so we're here at Wawa. We got our Rishi's favorite sandwich. And the problem that it says on it is the limit as x approaches 0 of sine x over x. If you approach the limit of sine x equals to 0, and the limit as x approaches 0 of x is also 0. So once you have 0 over 0, it's indeterminate. El Hospitals rule applies. So we have to take the derivative of sine x and x. And then we're gonna get cosine x over 1. So the limit as x approaches 0 of cosine x is 1 over 1. It's just 1. There it is. Problem 1 is solved. Let's move on to the next stop.
All right, Victor, so where's our next stop after Wawa?
All right, we have to go to Target because this is where he was going to go before his injury.
Love that, love that. All right, we're here at Target now. We're gonna go solve our second quest.
Okay, so now we're gonna look for Rishi's favorite shop draw. Oop, here it is. Let's take a look at it. And on it should be the next hidden equation. So the next equation is as the limit as x approaches infinity of natural log of x over x. So first we see natural log over x is a quotient. and the limit as x approaches infinity for the numerator equals infinity, and the limit as x approaches infinity of x is also equal to infinity. So infinity over infinity means L'Hopital's rule applies. So if we take the derivative of the numerator and denominator, we get the limit as x approaches infinity of 1 over x over 1, which is the same as just 1 over infinity, which is equal to 0. So there's our answer, and we're on to the next.
All right, Victor, what's our next stop?
Because Rishi's unemployed and he has no money, we're trying to get some cheap snacks at Dollar Tree.
I like that. Gotta support the cause for the unemployed.
All right, so here we're at the Dollar Tree, you know. We're gonna find Rishi's favorite candy. I know he's not the biggest fan of hide shoes. I don't think Sour Patch. Oh, I know he likes these. These are the ones, Sour Patch watermelons. And here's the problem. Matter of fact, it is limit as x approaches 0 of e to the x minus 1 minus x all over x squared. Since we see the quotient, we're gonna think L'Hopital's rule, but let's test it out. So if we take the limit as x approaches 0 of e to the x minus 1 minus x, it's equal to 0. And the limit as x approaches 0 of x squared is also 0. 0 over 0, indeterminable. So now we have L'Hopital's rule applies. So let's take the derivative of the numerator and denominator. We're gonna get e to the x minus 1 over 2x. So let's try it again. The limit as x approaches 0 of e to the x minus 1 is equal to 0, and the limit as x approaches 0 of 2x is equal to 0. So 0 over 0, again, L'Hopital's rule applies. So we take the derivative again, and we get the limit as x approaches 0 of e to the x over 2. Limit as x approaches 0 of e to the x is equal to 1. Limit as x approaches 0 of 2 is 2. So our answer is 1 over 2. That's it. On to the next stop.
All right, since we fulfilled Rishi's sweet tooth, you know, where's our next stop now, Victor?
All right, we have to go down to Walgreens to get some pain medication, and so that he doesn't feel too much right now.
Okay, so because Rishi might be feeling some pain after we finish the quest and he survived, we're gonna need some pain relief medicine. So here we have his medicine of choice, all-day pain relief. And on the pain relief is our next problem. So for this problem, it's the limit as x approaches 0 from the right for x times the natural log of x. So, because this problem isn't a quotient, to fulfill L'Hopital's requirements, we need to rewrite it as a quotient. So x multiplied by natural log of x is the same thing as natural log of x divided by 1 over x. So then it's written as a quotient. And then as the limit as x approaches 0 from the right for natural log of x is equal to negative infinity. And the limit as x approaches 0 from the right for 1 over x is equal to infinity. So negative over infinity. That means L'Hopital's rule will apply for this problem. So we take the derivative of the numerator and denominator, and we get the limit as x approaches 0 from the right of negative x squared over x, which can be simplified to negative x. So the limit as x approaches 0 from the right for negative x equals 0. There's our 4th task. We're on to the last.
All right, it's our final task, which means it's gonna be our hardest one, Victor. Where are we gonna go?
Yeah, for the hardest one, we're going to Dick's to get Rishi some new boots. He trashed them in this most recent game, so we're gonna get him some new ones.
Let's go.
All right, now we gotta find Rishi's boots. Oh, and here's the problem right here. Okay, so we're given the limit of e of x minus 1 minus x squared over 2 minus x squared x to the cube over 6 minus x to the 4th over 24, all over x to the 5th. So now we just gotta check the formula to see if it's indeterminate, and we plug in 0, and we get e to the 0 minus 1 minus 0 minus 0 minus 0 minus 0, which is obviously going to be equal to 0, and we got e to the 0 to the 5th, which is equal to 0. This is indeterminate because 0 over 0, and now we can apply L'Hopital's rule. We're trying to find, we have to differentiate the numerator and the denominator, and when we do that, we get, when we differentiate the numerator, we get e to the x minus 1 minus x squared over 2 minus x cubed over 6. And the denominator is going to be 5x to the 4th. We plug in 0, and we'll again get 0 over 0. So we have to do it again. We take the derivative of both the numerator and the denominator. For the numerator, that's going to be e to the x minus 1 minus x squared over 2. And the denominator is going to be 20x to the power of 3. It's still going to be 0 over 0 when you plug in 0. Okay? Now, we have to take a derivative a 3rd time, and we get e to the x minus 1 minus x over 60x squared. When we plug in 0 again, we get 0 over 0. The 4th time, we get e to the x minus 1 and the denominator would be 120x. When we plug in 0, we get 0 over 0 the fourth time. Now for the fifth derivative, we take e to the x is going to be, the numerator is going to be e to the x, and the denominator is going to be 120. We plug in 0, we get e to the 0 over 120, and e to the 0 is obviously 1, so 1 over 120 is our final answer.
All right, Dr. Geraldo, since we completed all 5 requests and visited all locations, what's next?
Alright, now that we're all done, we'll be receiving the potion of continuity very soon, and then we can give it to Rishi, and it'll be all good.
Geez, I really hope you will be all good. Let's see what happens next.
And now that we've finished all 5 tasks, we should be able to find a potion of continuity to cure Rishi. So let's take a look. And here we have it, right here is the coveted potion of continuity. Here it is. So now we'll be giving this potion to Rishi. He'll drink it and his knee will be fixed so he can return to the pitch and win the game for Team Derivative.
Good.